And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
All right, welcome to the show. Thanks for spending some time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty. As you know, my wife, Lindsay, and I own a top team here in Tampa Bay. We like to help our sellers sell faster for more money, maximizing the exposure and the profit on the sale of your real estate listings. I am also being featured on a Real Producers panel on Thursday next week, so it's going to be awesome. Come on over if you're able to make it to Whiskey Cake. It's going to be at the International Plaza Mall. Be on a panel there, featured as a panel for Don Hill, mutual friend of Ken Monroe's. Don Hill has a Real Producers magazine, so we're going to be over there on stage and talking about that. So it's going to be a lot of fun and talk about trends in the industry and things of that nature as well. We got Ken Monro in the house. We're going to talk with him here, the Ease Association. He is a tech expert. We're going to talk a lot about AI and implementing these different technologies into your businesses and streamlining a lot of the processes. So if you haven't heard about AI or looked at how it may be influencing in your specific business or sector, Ken is going to be a great resource for that. We're going to talk with him. Jenny Restrepo also in studio with us today. Insured Title Agency. She is a wealth of knowledge around real estate and title and marketing as well. We're going to talk with her. Interesting content as well. First-time homebuyer market share at record lows. The National Association of Realtors 2024 profile of home buyers and sellers shows the average first-time home buyer is 38 years old, up 35 from 35 years old in 2023. So different trends going on in the market. We're going to talk about that also. As you know, we like to feature our listings live on air. We got a beautiful listing at 8107 Sierra Manor Lane. This one's a beautiful estate-style home, 4 bedrooms, 4 bath, 3,600 square feet, 1.17 acres of waterfront land. Beautiful home here. You have a gorgeous property, 8107 Sierra Manor Lane in Tampa. You have 130 feet of private water frontage, 6,000-pound boat lift, your own private pool, spa, boat dock, and bring your boats and jet skis. This is a great place to live, 8107 Sierra Manor Lane. Gorgeous property inside and out. 5444 90th Avenue Circle East, Parrish, Florida, another one of our beautiful real estate listings, another waterfront home. This one's on a small pond. You have a private pool, screened-in pool there as well. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 3-car garage. And you have 2587 square foot living and beautiful home here. You have a primary that has oversized windows, dual walk-in closets, plant shelves, spacious laundry room, split floor plan. Great opportunity right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. You got a new roof in 2021 as well. 5444 90th Avenue Circle East in Parrish, Florida. And you can see all of our listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com. All right, quick shout out to our friend Lee over at Lee's Royal Services. He does a great job cleaning our real estate properties, residential, commercial properties. Lee'sRoyalServices.com. Make sure you let him know the real estate quarterback sent you. Lee'sRoyalServices.com. Take him up on special offers and incentives. Now, that's for the inside of your real estate properties. On the exterior of the property, we want you talking to Heights Soft Wash, pressure washing company here in Tampa Bay, HeightsSoftWash.com. I've known the owner, Ramin, for many, many years. He's a great guy, does a great job, and he is the owner of HeightsSoftWash.com. You can check him out online, HeightsSoftWash.com. Make sure you let him know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, Ken Monro, welcome back, sir.
Thanks very much, sir.
Yeah, man. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. Yeah, great start.
Yeah, man. Things going well?
Yeah, going great.
I love it. I love it. Tell us a little bit about the Ease Association.
Yeah, so we've had a couple conversations already, but the latest thing is the launch of the AIVA program. It's Artificial Intelligence Virtual Assistant.
Love it.
And these, you see them all over right now, but it's gone to a level where we have entire staffs of AI employees that we're able to leverage, not just somebody that's taking in calls. We're doing staff management, sales team management, HR, recruiting, interviewing, all with AI virtual assistants.
Wow.
And so the depth and breadth of what we can do with these virtual teams is really grown so fast. It's really hard to keep your head around, and that's what we do.
Wow. Yeah. Break it down for us. Give us an example of how that would look.
Yeah, so, I mean, the typical example is it's going to field incoming calls, and I'll do an example for you here in a minute, but it'll field incoming calls. And, you know, we're used to the idea of when somebody calls in, you're talking to a computer and it sounds a little robotic and you go through, but the degree of interaction and conversational engagement, the systems are so intuitive at this point that they're it's not only like talking to a person, but it's like talking to a better trained person who never takes a break, never goes on vacation, never gets sick, never gets angry, you know, doesn't take FICA or anything else. And so you've got this whole staff that work around the clock, and you can have 20 or 30 of them all operating in different roles at the same time.
Wow. It's amazing. So it's increasing the efficiency of the company. It's increasing the bottom line because you're factoring out, you know, a lot of the costs that you would traditionally have.
Yep.
It just seems like a lot of win-win situations.
Well, in a sales capacity, which most businesses are in some kind of a sales capacity at one point or another, you know, the idea of speed to lead, right?
Yes.
You know, we say that, you know, well, I like to maintain the relationship that I have with my clients, which is important. And some people think that when you start applying these technologies that you lose that. And the reality is it actually helps you accelerate it. Because the things I'm doing that keep me from enriching the relationships that I have with my existing clients are things like fielding new calls and all that stuff, right?
Yep.
But if you can have some of that automated and engage them quickly instead of going to a voicemail, wait till I get out of the meeting, he'll call you back later, right? That's all gone, right?
Yeah.
And so to have a system, you know, when people call up, they're not calling up to build a relationship with you. They want to know the information they want right there, right then, when they call. They don't want to leave a message. But they might leave a message, but the very next thing they're going to do is they're going to make a phone call to the next guy on the list.
That's it, the next competitor.
Right. And so the ability to have the need serviced immediately while transferring the information to the person that you would like to have build that relationship, that's the key. And so those are the systems and the automations that we're able to create with these platforms that are coming out. And, you know, many get caught up in the whole analysis paralysis. They don't know how to apply it. They see it and they want to do it, but they don't really know what the next step is. We flatten all that out. We do all the research and application configuration so that you can walk right into it and immediately apply it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. When you look at efficiency and speed, and then to kind of play on that concern that some people might have is this is going to free you up to build those deeper relationships, to have those client calls, to follow up with the you know, A leads, B leads. You know, you're going to be contacting those leads. It's going to free up that entrepreneur, that business owner's time to be able to do more time-targeted task and really, you know, having those conversations, calling your database, inviting them to your next gratitude party as we do our third Thursday events. We always have our monthly event. So as a salesperson, one of the things you want to do is have a monthly event, have a type of event, a reason to call your list, your database, right? So this is going to free you up to do that more often.
Exactly the case. I mean, so anything you can replace that is a repetitive task that you're not in front of your clients, right, is something that you should replace with something that can handle things on a repetitive level. Right? If you can do it and let systems handle it, it frees you up for real relationship development and engagement and sales. You yourself, you're engaged for the purpose of selling the property of your clients, right? And anytime you're not spending doing that is time you'd like to get back. And so this is what it allows you to do.
Yeah, we all have 86,400 seconds in a day, right? I mean, we've heard those different motivational speakers, you know. But yeah, it's true. I mean, the more that you can streamline your business, the more that you can take advantage of this technology. It seems like there's not really a downside to it.
I mean, there's a downside to everything if not managed the right way.
Got it.
Right, and so understanding what those could be and mitigating the risks on that is part of the process, right? And so, yes, of course, we take that into account. We don't look at it in a cavalier fashion that, you know, oh, what could go wrong? There's things that can go wrong if you don't do it right, like any other thing, right? So knowing how it works, knowing how to do it right, knowing how to put the safeguards up the right way, and then it's verify, trust but verify. Just like an employee.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing, right?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. We're talking with Ken Monro, the Ease Association as well, and we're talking with Ken. And do you want to do that demo now?
Yeah.
So this is really cool. He's going to do a live demo now. He's pulling it up on his smartphone, and this is something that essentially Ken set this up for me. This is something that a business owner can set for the incoming call.
This is my phone line.
For using Realtor.com. To ask a question.
So 888-688-3273.
Okay, so he's doing a live demo on the show here with his smartphone, and when they answer, it's going to be his bot, his AI bot.
Recorded for quality.
Yep.
So the first thing it does on my phone right now, it's saying that I have a call coming in. So if I want to field that call directly, I can answer that right now. Of course, I'm not going to because it's me calling, right?
Yep. Got it.
And watch how conversational, and I'll bounce around in the conversation to watch how flexible.
Yeah.
Hello, this is the Ease Association, and I am Ava, your AI virtual assistant. Are you calling to learn more about becoming an Ease member?
I am. I'd like to just ask a few questions first, if that's okay.
Of course. I'm here to help. What's your first question?
Well, so can you just tell me, what is the Ease Association? What do you guys do?
Absolutely. The Ease Association supports entrepreneurs, agents, and self-employed professionals. Our mission is to help our members become more powerful, efficient, and profitable in serving their clients. We offer business growth programs and the Ease AI software to automate various aspects of small businesses. Would you like more details on any specific program or feature?
I had heard about this AVA program, Artificial Intelligent Virtual Assistants. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Sure thing. AVA is our A-driven virtual assistant module designed to help manage communication, handle appointment scheduling, qualify leads, and provide customer support efficiently. It's like having a personal assistant that works tirelessly to keep your business running smoothly. Would you be interested in scheduling an overview with a team member to dive deeper into how AVA can benefit your business?
Maybe, but this sounds like it's kind of scripted. So I'm just curious, like, are you responding to me live, or like what color is your hair? You sound really nice. Is it possible to meet?
Thank you. I'm here to help in real time, but I'm a virtual assistant, so I don't have hair or a physical form. But I'm always ready to assist you with any questions or information you need about the Ease Association. Anything else you're curious about? I
would like to schedule an appointment, and I'll ask you to send me a link to do that. But if I was to just ask you kind of off the cuff, if I, I'm in business and I'm selling something for $30 and my margin is 30%, but I'm getting a lot of price pressure, and so I got to drop my price by 10%. If I do that, what would be my resulting margin?
All right, let's break it down. If you're selling something for $30 with a 30% margin, your cost is about $21. Dropping the price by 10% means you'd sell it for $27. With the same cost of $21, your new margin would be around 22.2%. It's a bit of a squeeze. Would you like to schedule that appointment now?
Yeah, let's go ahead and schedule it.
Yeah.
Great. Could you please provide your name, email address, and the best phone number to reach you?
Yeah,
I'll get
sure.
everything set up.
I'm Ken Monro, and my email address is ken.monro@gmail.com, and I think you have my phone number.
Thanks, Ken. Just to confirm, your name is KENMONROE, and your email is KENN.MONROE@gmail.com. Is that correct?
No.
Yes, I have your phone.
No, my last name doesn't have an E.
Got it. So it's KENMONRO. Is that right?
You got it.
Perfect. I'll get that appointment scheduled for you. Is there anything else you'd like to know or do today?
That's it. Thanks so much.
Super strong.
Yeah,
Super strong. I
so
like
now
that.
I'll get a text with the appointment link, and she can either book the appointment based on the availability of the calendar I attach,
Yeah.
and she can look into that calendar, or send me the link to schedule based on my availability.
That's
right?
super cool, man.
Can follow up with emails of documents and like the listings if we were, looking for a house or whatever the case.
Right.
And so having all that kind of stair-stepped, and then a report of that call goes directly to me or whoever I assign it to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's funny. My team had sent me a message. Hey, are you and Ken testing the machine because we got a report.
We got a report.
That's
right.
Yeah, exactly. We got to take a quick break there, but some more cool stuff coming up with Ken Monro, the Ease Association, helping entrepreneurs, agents, and self-employed business owners run their businesses more efficiently. More with Ken Monro coming up. Plus, feel-good story later on in the program. Olympic kite surfer saves woman from drowning. Feel-good story coming up. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rimes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rimes here. Did you know that we buy houses cash? We will close quickly and give you a fair offer on your home or residential properties, even commercial properties, and we will give you a fair cash offer, close quickly, and be diligent when you're shopping these types of scenarios, because a lot of the wholesalers, the flippers out there, they will sign you up on an as-is contract, and they will shop that contract and try to find a buyer, but they may not find the buyer, and they won't close. So this is Brandon Rimes, 813-917-1894, consumerqb.com. Brandon Rimes, we buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. That is my direct cell. You can call or text 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes, Consumer Quarterback Show. We're in studio with Ken Monro, the Ease Association tech expert here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're going to talk more with him in just a moment. Before we do, we'd like to feature our listings live on air, helping our sellers sell faster for more money, maximizing the profit on the sale of your real estate listings as well if you'd like to list with us. 12133 Spartan Way, number 204. We got a second floor condo available here in Hudson, Florida. It's a 1,100 plus square feet, low maintenance, resort style living, updated kitchen, beautiful property here, lighter colors. You got the stainless steel appliances, community pool, and the community has heated swimming pool, clubhouse, scheduled events, shuffleboard, barbecue areas, and more. Check out 12133 Spartan Way, number 204 in Hudson, Florida. 7720 Maryland Avenue. We got land for sale. This does have some mobile homes on it. It has a large building as well, large structure. Also, close proximity to US 19. You're right off of US 19 here. 2.36 acres, vacant land. RMH is the zoning. The owner tells me you can get about 20 to 25 additional units in there. So mobile homes and create a park there and have a lot of cash flow coming in, or maybe just build something new. 7720 Maryland Avenue in Hudson, Florida. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Yeah, I'm racing my class to those saving our ass overseas.
All right, so if you didn't hear that live demo, we just had Ken. He pulled out his smartphone. He did a live demo there with Ava, the AI virtual assistant, and it was really cool, Ken. That was super cool, and it didn't sound very robotic at all. All of us in studio are like, wow, that sounded really cool. What does that cost? It seems like it's got to cost, a good amount.
Yeah, so I mean, your typical virtual assistant that you would hire or assistant that you would hire just to answer phones, it's going to be at least, some $15-20 an hour at a minimum. So that's about $30,000 a year and up. This is, you can do this for as low as $100 a month.
Wow.
And that's starting table stakes to just do the one phone receptionist, but we can go and like I said, we can have up to 20 different assistants doing 20 different things, full database, document control, scheduling, everything. And you can get a whole package for as little as $500 a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
And a lot of the value too that you bring is that your company, your organization, you actually, kind of document and basically taking advantage of, hey, this is something that we've implemented, and you help with the implementation.
Yeah. So our big thing is that we research and evaluate all these new technologies and then decide which ones are best in class, and then how to apply them based on what type of business you are. Like certain ones may not be good for a realtor, where it's great for a roofer, as an example.
Yeah.
Right? Like a Job Nimbus is a job construction management type of a platform that integrates with what we do.
Yeah.
So that ability to tune these solutions and then integrate them based on what type of a business you are, that's where the elbow grease comes in.
Yes.
Right? But it's great for us because then, we can scale it for many people within that particular vertical market. Right.
Right.
So it's our New World Realtor program. We've got the event on the February 18th coming up. And so it's specifically for real estate professionals, right? And what integrated platforms will tie into all these different things like Ava and make it available for the real estate sector.
Yeah, that's super awesome. I see so many different applications in my business and a lot of people's other business. What's some of the best applications that you've seen? How's it working for some of your clients?
Well, it depends on if you're talking about broad market, like just entrepreneurs in general, or real estate professionals. So if it's broad market, HeyGen with the video, virtual videos, and so like you could take a 2-minute recording of yourself and create a personal avatar that sits on your website. Yeah. So if you go to myease.app right now, you'll see a web avatar that you can actually interact with and have a conversation just like the phone call we made. Yeah. You can have that so that's you, right? And so it takes a 2-minute video. And you can recreate that so that it's whether on social media or on a website or whatever, it emulates you. It takes your voice, your emotions, everything. It's incredible, right?
I love it.
So it's all about scale, right? It's making yourself more available, or at least information that you would typically provide.
Yeah. Text messaging platforms, email platforms, almost anything that you've seen out there. Ken has researched it and vetted it.
Yep. Yeah. The inbox on our platform will take every one of the feeds that your social media, direct messaging, WhatsApp, text, phone calls, emails, it all comes into the same inbox. And my app and my phone, as I travel around, I can open that app, and anything that's come in through any of those channels will come into that one inbox from whatever contact it is at that contact record. Yeah, so it's great.
So then you know how to address that particular lead.
Right. Yeah. And you can even automate the communications over each one of those platforms with these types of intelligent assistants.
Right. Kind of like an autoresponder.
Yep. Yeah, like we have one that just senses all the social media feeds for certain words that it'll then start a conversation and say, let me help you get that in place. Yeah. Right? Yeah. I don't even know what's happening until I take a look at an alert that it's letting me know, hey, I'm doing some work for you, right?
Yeah, I love that. So then it's time for you to get involved, or the realtor to get involved and say, hey, let's set up the showing, or let's go meet him at the showing or the listing appointment and close the deal.
Right. And in some cases, not just letting us know that something's happened. They bought this service, they're getting it configured, and I'm able to work on my business instead of in my business. Right. Yeah. And that's the key.
Yeah, I love it. All right, how do you want people to connect with you, Ken?
So they can call that main number, that 888-688-3273. 3273 spells EASE, and so it's 888-688-EASE. And or they can go to easeassociation.com. If you want to learn more about Ava, the artificial intelligence virtual assistant, you can go straight to myease.app/AIVA.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Yep. Well, hey, great stuff, man. Appreciate the demo.
Thank you.
That was awesome. Yep. Love that. All right, taking a quick break. Coming back, Jenny Restrepo, Insured Title Agency, joining us in studio here. Also, feel-good story of the day, Olympic kite surfer saves drowning woman. Feel-good story coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Hey, follow us online. We'd love to connect at BrandonRimes1, at CQB Show. And please subscribe to our Rumble YouTube channels by just simply searching the Consumer Quarterback Show. And all is online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your con.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here in studio with Jenny Restrepo, Insured Title Agency. We're going to talk with her about the local real estate market, also some fresh fraud stories as well. We always talk about, these different types of, fraudulent activities that we're seeing out there in the marketplace. And Jenny and her title company will catch a lot of that. So we're going to talk with her.
We catch all of it.
Catch all of it, she says. And we've got first-time buyer market share at record lows. National Association of Realtor has 2024 profile of home buyers and sellers, shows the average first-time home buyer is 38 years old, up 35 last year. So we'll go over that and some other stats here coming up on today's show. Feel-good story of the day also, Olympic kite surfer saves drowning woman. Feel-good story of the day coming up as well. A couple of hot listings. As you know, we like to feature our listings on air, maximizing the exposure for our sellers and helping you sell faster for more money with maximum profit and the least amount of headaches. 14135 Cypress Circle. This one's in Tampa, Carrollwood. We have a gorgeous condo in Carrollwood Village. This is a villa-style condo. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-carport. You have 1,308 square feet. Covered front porch with beautifully tiled floor. Beautiful colors here. You have lighter color cabinets in the kitchen, stainless steel appliances, community pool, and just a lot of updates and upgrades. 14135 Cypress Circle in Tampa. Beautiful condo at Cypress Clusters at Carrollwood Village. Great opportunity in Tampa Bay. 3327 Turks Cap Drive, Hernando Beach. This one's another vacant land listing we have. We have about a dozen vacant land listings. This one's waterfront, Hernando Beach. Build your dream home. Buy some dirt. Build your dream home here. No HOA or deed restrictions in this charming waterfront community. 3327 Turks Cap Drive, Hernando Beach, Florida. 0.17 acres. It's a VE zone, and it's close to Weeki Wachee Springs State Park, Jenkins Creek, Rogers Park, and Linda Peterson Park as well, all just minutes away. Check out all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Jenny Restrepo back in studio with us. How's your new year? Off to a good start?
It's off to a start with the bang. I've already got my first fresh fraud story of the year.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, so what happens with these fraudulent stories? You're able to kind of catch them in the act at a lot of times, so.
The good news is the ones that I bring to the show are the ones where Insured Title Agency has busted that fraudster and the deal has not gone through and the consumer and the agents were protected. But unfortunately, we get emails from our underwriters all the time about the ones that did slip through the cracks.
Wow.
And it's not that necessarily anyone was not doing their job. It's just they keep getting smarter and smarter about committing these crimes. And so why vacant land? Why is that seemingly the lowest hanging fruit? Well, I think in the opinion of the fraudsters, there's no house, there's no inspection, there's no people necessarily there, and they're looking for vacant land owned by someone out of state.
Yes.
And that's where they're starting. And at the end of the day, if they try this 100 times and one gets through, that was worth their investment of time.
Right.
So they don't care. They're throwing anything against the wall to see if it sticks. My latest story is an agent partner contacted me and said, hey, I'm taking a vacant land listing. Her broker has added a higher level of security in their processes in the brokerage, requiring additional information. And he actually has to rubber stamp it before it will go live to MLS. That is how he's running the brokerage, which I think is great because you've now got a second set of eyes on these listings. And there's a higher threshold. But these people had answers to all of her questions. They were just janky answers.
Yeah.
So first of all, we don't have driver's licenses. We have passports.
Okay.
Ding, ding.
Huh.
The things were just not adding up. So she's asking me from a title perspective, can I look into the title and see what I see? Which of course I can. but the names are going to match because they've got the correct name.
Right. That's all public record.
So I am using a member benefit that's offered to all of our realtor listeners who are members of Florida Realtors, and it's called Forewarn. Yep. And Forewarn is a safety and security app where you can put that phone number that's contacting you about a listing or a showing. You can put that phone number in and trace it back. If it comes up blank, in my experience, you're talking to a burner phone. Mm-hmm. So problem number one. But a great aspect of that program is you can also put the name. So I went to public record. I acquired the correct rightful name of the owner. I obviously know the property address because that's what we're talking about. And you can put the correct owner's name in and the address, and you can go back into the phone number. So I obtained the phone number of the real person.
Nice.
And I went to the office to make it official and called from our office line, so it would come up on her caller ID as Insured Title Agency.
Perfect.
And let the customer know what was happening. At which point, the agent actually asked me, but how do you know that now you have the right person? Well, I mean, I have the right person. Yeah. And if I don't, I mean, we're still sorting out that the first caller is not the right person.
Right.
But I did get in touch with the correct and rightful owner. She was very appreciative of the call. But the happy ending to this is that she said, but it's so strange that you're calling me today because I actually just spoke to my husband about our desire to list this property.
Love it. Perfect.
So I was able to email her information about property fraud alert, which is something I've spoken on the show about quite a few times. But if you haven't heard it in the past or you're a new listener, property fraud alert is a service offered in every county in the state of Florida. So whatever county you live in, you just look up property fraud alert and your corresponding county. Sign up. It is a free, I don't get a spiff for this, a free service through your municipality that protects you from anything being registered against your name. And as long as you sign up for text alerts, if something is recorded in the county record in your name, you will get a text alert. And it's that early alerting system that can stop this fraud from going forward into reselling it, over leveraging it, and you have the opportunity to walk it back before it goes too far. And so I was able to email that to the rightful owner and put her in contact with the agent who now has the listing,
Perfect.
but with the real people.
That's great. Yeah, that's a great story. I love it. And it does happen with vacant land. It's the out-of-state owner. That's the low-hanging fruit for these criminals, these thugs that are, perpetrating these crimes. Many times it's seniors that they attack too because they're less likely to be involved with technology, to researching. That's it happens a lot on vacant land. If you just joined us, we're talking with Jenny Restrepo, Insured Title Agency. She's the director of marketing and a longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Also, some interesting stats here because it's interesting to see where the trends go. First-time homebuyers are capturing a record low now. In 2024, first-time homebuyers market share decreased to a historic low of 24%, down from 32% in last year's study, while homebuyers ages hit all-time highs of 56 years overall. It used to be 49 in 2023. It's interesting. Another stat that stuck out to me, 17% of homebuyers purchased a multi-generational home, the highest share in the data series. The top reasons cited were cost savings to take care of aging parents. 25% of children said children over the age of 18 moving back into the home. 21% said children over the age of 18 who never left home. It's interesting to see those multi-generational properties. It seems to be a pretty hot topic.
Lennar is one of the new construction builders that has a specific model for this, where it's essentially two completely separate spaces but under one roof. And what I've seen is it's not necessarily those adult children who haven't left home, but it's those aging parents that are going to now come home because their adult children are becoming caretakers. But as we have our children later in life, those mid-generation children, let's say, in their 40s to 60s, they still have their own children at home.
Yeah.
So they're not in the same position where as the parents are getting older, their kids are transitioning out of the home.
Yeah.
So we truly could have situations where we've got 3 generations under the same roof. And these adult children want to be caretakers of their parents while still raising their children.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. You're seeing a lot of that. And people look for that, and especially the affordability that it has. You have the built-in babysitters there, if they have young kids.
For sure.
So, hey, this is a win-win,
And it's a restoration of why not have your family close to you.
Right. Yeah.
And so there's a lot of opportunities in that space. And with that model of it being completely separate spaces but under one roof, you qualify for just a traditional type of loan product. But there's even opportunities to buy multifamilies as long as you're 4 units and under, and you intend to live full-time in one of those units, you can go through traditional financing. You don't have to go through like some sort of commercial loan or investment loan product.
Right. Yeah, up to 4 units. That's considered a residential transaction. Anything
as long
over,
as you are going to live in one of them.
Yeah.
That is the caveat.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that's the win-win. You live in one, you rent the other 3, the other 2 out.
Listen, you live in one, your parents live in the other one, and your 18-year-old lives in the other one.
There you go. Hey, however you want to divvy it up, you can certainly do that. Now, a lot of properties are still flooded out. You had a lot of flood from the hurricanes and storms. Tell me about this 203H loan you were telling me about.
Yes. Okay. I was at a pitch meeting earlier today, and one of our loan partners there shared that if you've heard of 203K, that's the FHA-backed renovation loan product. But the 203H is for people who have been affected by natural disasters. For example, our hurricanes that we just had, Helene and Milton, if your home was affected by that and it's no longer inhabitable, where are you going to go? But even if your home just burnt down in California and now you would like to relocate here to the Tampa Bay area, you only have to have been a resident of the natural disaster and been affected. You don't have to repurchase in the same exact area to qualify. And it's 100% financing loan.
Wow.
So, and it is extended to renters and homeowners. So if you were renting a property that was completely destroyed or is no longer inhabitable, you are able to, as long as you qualify for the loan, you are able to use this type of loan. So most of the time, it's only our veterans who are able to get these VA loans that have 100% financing. Yeah. So this is a opportunity to get that 100% financing. And then it's my understanding, this is what was said in the meeting. Also, let's say your home that was affected, you had a $2,000 mortgage payment. That amount is not factored into your debt to income ratio and ability to qualify for the new loan.
Right.
It doesn't erase the debt, altogether. Right. But the intention there is that you've been working with that lending company, you're attempting to get some sort of reimbursement through your insurance company, and that eventually that will be settled.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, you don't need to be homeless.
Yeah.
And so it's a way for these people to get sort of an olive branch to be able to move forward if they know they're not going to be able to go back to that previous property.
Yeah.
And not be just living in this limbo land of uncertainty.
Yeah, it's terrible. I think that's a great program, and I think our government needs to be definitely doing more for our American citizens and not sending as much money overseas. I mean, you look at a lot of the billions of dollars. I need to look at, I heard stories about in the North Carolina, how the storm affected up there in the Carolinas and even some parts of Tennessee. Their FEMA temporary housing permits were running out. So these people were literally getting kicked out of their temporary housing in the dead winter. So there's these different stories you hear. Just it's infuriating and frustrating. Let's take care of our own people.
Well, that's why we definitely need our elected officials to vote for funding of prevention of wildfires, funding of FEMA, funding of disaster prevention. When we say that it's an FHA-backed loan product, that means that we need our elected officials at the national level to vote to fund housing opportunities, down payment assistance programs.
Yeah.
And so I hope that when, in light of everything that's been happening to our citizens, our elected officials recognize that there is a need for these programs and that they truly are helping our communities, their constituents.
Yep.
And that's why these programs are available.
Sure.
And coming up again is GARD, Great American Realtor Days, where we go as realtors to Tallahassee to speak to our state elected officials about the things that are important in our community. And something that maybe the listeners don't realize is that Florida Realtors has 240,000 members. We are the largest trade organization in the state of Florida. So when we go to Tallahassee, they are listening.
Yeah, I love it.
Because we go in full force, and we have a full-time, whether they are in session in Tallahassee or not, we have a full-time lobbyist arm that is designed to make sure that our elected officials are aware of the issues that affect home ownership rights. So not just protecting our profession, but protecting our communities in individual property rights, in home ownership, in refunding down payment assistance programs, and then obviously addressing some of the big button concerns like, what are we doing about homeowners insurance? What are we doing about flood insurance? And so each individual person is only one voice, but when we all speak together, it gets louder and it gets listened to. And so Florida Realtors, of which Brandon and I are both members, is advocating for you all of the time on these things. Last session, we got a reduction in business rent tax. And so what does that mean? That helps small businesses that are renting brick and mortar spaces. It helps those businesses to reduce their overall costs so that more small businesses can sustain themselves as rents continue to increase.
I love it. I love it. Take a quick break here. Jenny Restrepo, Insured Title Agency. Feel-good story of the day coming up as well. Olympic kite surfer saves drowning woman. Quick break. Right back.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon BRimes here for AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. My wife and I shifted a lot of our buying habits, and we wanted to support companies that support our values, patriotic, Christian conservative companies. And you can find that online at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. Now, what you're doing is you're not spending any new money. You're simply buying a lot of the common purchases that you're buying every month for the kitchen, the bathroom, your shampoos, your laundry detergent, all types of great essential oils, vitamins, herbs, those types of products. And for you beef lovers, we have great beef products as well. Tenderloin, sirloin steaks, grass-fed beef available as well. So check out AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. And I'd love to talk to you if you have any questions about it. There's also a business opportunity there for you as well. 813-917-1894. And thank you so much for supporting our company, AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon BRimes. You can reach me at 727-263-3707. Call or text 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon BRimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
And we're back. Brandon BRimes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. We got a hot property listing, and we're going to do our feel-good story of the day. We got Jenny Restrepo in studio with us, Insured Title Agency. And here's a hot listing in Palm Harbor for you, 455 Alt 19. This is number 151. It's 455 Alt 19, number 151 in Palm Harbor. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 898 square foot condo. This one is over in Harbor Club, if you're familiar with that. Very close to Ozona, Ozona Blue over there. 2 sparkling pools, 1 heated spa. You have tennis, basketball courts, hot tubs as well. Right there at 455 US Alt 19, and that's unit number 151 in Palm Harbor. There's a listing compliments of Aaron Foley on our team, the Platinum MVP team. And you can see all of our listings. You got an open house alert.
Well, for this one, we have done the quality check that we do for all of our listing partners. So with all of Brandon's listings, even their vacant land, you can be sure that you're dealing with the correct person and there are no title defects, liens, or otherwise, because we check them out for Brandon and the Platinum MVP team at listing.
Yeah.
And so that one for Aaron, we've taken care of. And if you go and see it, there's a beautiful book right on the counter that has all of the information about that property. So if there's going to be an open house or a showing, everything that you need to know right inside that book.
Perfect. It streamlines the process. That's what we want to do. We want to streamline the process, eliminate headaches, eliminate these unforeseen circumstances that pop up. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, so you got a Brazilian Olympic kite surfer, Bruno Lobo, became an unlikely hero when he rescued a drowning woman while testing video equipment on his board. Lobo was recording with a new camera mount when he heard cries for help and saw a woman exhausted and struggling in the water. He quickly approached her with his kite, calmed her down, and used the equipment to bring her to safely to shore. After the rescue, the woman examined by lifeguards, hugged Lobo and thanked him for saving her life. Lobo was a Pan American Games gold medalist, and he shared his experience on Instagram, crediting the rescue to divine intervention. There you have it, our feel-good story of the day. I love those feel-good stories, Jenny. Always telling them something positive here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Always those feel-good stories are good.
Be the good you want to see in the world.
That's right. I love it. Yep. Let's see. So where are we going in terms of stats? So have you seen anything about condos? I know condos have been kind of a tougher area, right? It's a tougher area, the real estate space. These milestone reports are due. Have they pushed that out? I thought they might have been pushing some of those back. I haven't heard.
Officially, I'm not aware of any of that changing, but the deadline for every condo building with 3 stories or more and more than 30 years old, the deadline was December 31st of 2024.
Right.
Now, is it on the docket to be discussed in this legislative session? It absolutely is. And it's my understanding, I serve on the Land Use and Property Rights Committee for Florida Realtors. We had our virtual meeting yesterday. That was a topic that was being discussed. And it's my understanding that the governor may call for a special session to address what's going on, because the legislation was created because of what happened with Surfside and the catastrophe, but some of the parameters of what are our best intentions in practice are just not feasible, or the cost to do the necessary repairs because of so much deferment are astronomical. And condo owners, who in this state are primarily seniors, are being hit with these immense assessments. And catching up on 30 years of bad policy in 1 year is a tall order.
And it's unfair. I think it's unfair.
And for individual property owners, they weren't necessarily the actors, or they didn't realize the repercussions of what was happening. But it feels very punitive at this point.
It does.
And that was not the intent, obviously, of our legislators, was not to punish the condo owners, but to protect them. So I think that we're going to have to revisit that from a practical standpoint of, here's what happened, here's what our intention was, and then how do we really bridge that gap in a way that's not putting people out of their homes or putting seniors past their budgets or causing undue distress on people who are living there as their primary residents, who are paying their bills, but can't afford to now pay an additional $1,000 a month.
Right, yeah, because they're going to take that cost, they're going to divide it by the number of owners in there. And I think a quick way to do it would be to allow for some type of a government funding, maybe a 0% loan, or even better, sometimes subsidizing that, because these buildings, if not, they're going to have those failures, and they're not going to be able to be repaired because they can't afford it. They just simply cannot afford it.
So keep your eyes out. There's more to come on that. The legislatures, the governor, they're aware, and so hopefully we'll see some positive movement on that soon.
That's right. Yep. It's only one of the only tough things around Florida is the insurances and especially dealing with those HOAs.
Yes.
Jenny Restrepo, thanks for coming in.
Thanks, and hope to see you guys again.
All right. Hey, follow us online. We'd love to connect at Brandon Rhymes 1 at CQB Show and the Consumer Quarterback Show also on Rumble and YouTube. Hey, please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rhymes at 727-263-3707.